I was also one of those underconfident, shy person actually, and I was not being very comfortable in talking to people, in doing a conversation, especially in group or team. But then I think when I started my aviation journey, my confidence started coming back, and I started, my personal growth also started, better. If you are also someone who is feeling underconfident after your school or after your engineering or your graduation, don't worry. Here we do a lot of work on your confidence, when you're on shyness, and we will get you selected in the airline cadets also. We are proudfully we have an outstanding results as far as the cadet is concerned, and in our DVC classes as well, under the leadership of Captain Navdesh, who is a published author as well. So let's start another group activity, and the topic is the future of Indian aviation. Okay, let's start the group activity. You'll have 12 minutes. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So hi sir. I want to. My name is Midun Sinu, and I'm gonna give the introduction. So today we are gonna discuss about the topic of about future of Indian aviation. So I would like to start by saying that there is a massive market expansion happening in India currently in the aviation market, and India is India is predicted to be the third largest aviation market by mid of 2030, and the government is pouring a large amount of money into the market, and I guess and the government is implementing new schemes like UDAN scheme, which will increase the connectivity from the international airport to the regional connectivity. So tier 2, tier 3 cities have been encouraged to build airports, and people like Adani and all adding a lot of uh, uh, expansion schemes, building new airports like the Navy Mumbai airport. So it's a large market and it's expanding widely. So I would like you all to further share any details. I would add in between if any points are.
In the next 10 to 15 years, aviation would be the major employment generator because of the rapid expansion of Indigos and Airbus, Air India's fleets. So,
So sorry to interrupt, but nobody's giving conclusion or time check.
You can, so I mean, you don't have to ask me. You have to handle the situation. Yeah,
Sorry.
continue. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but first we have to decide who's giving time check in conclusion.
So I would be willing to give the conclusion.
Hi, I'm Yashika Arora. I will give the time check.
Okay. Isn't train was continuing here?
yeah, aviation would be the major employment generator in the next 10 to 15 years because Indigo and Air India are expanding their fleets rapidly, and more aircrafts are yet to come, and deliveries are set to start from 2027. So we can see a long-term growth in Indian aviation.
So as my friend said that yes, there are government schemes that government has launched to improve or to enhance the Indian aviation, just like UDAN. So the definition of it's or the full form of UDAN, it's Uro Desh Ke Awam Nagrik. It's basically meant for those people who are not that whose purchasing power is not up to the mark. To people who are middle class or belong to the lower class, they can also achieve their dream by just flying in a plane. They can also see the sky, how sky looks like, and also India has the population of India, as we know, it's very huge. So by 2030, government estimated that the total, I would say the total domestic traffic, passenger traffic in India would be 400 million. So yeah, that is something that helps not only in Indian aviation industry, but also the other aviation, the whole aviation industry to improve their, I would say business or their profits, and especially for Indian aviation, as we all know that Indigo, Air India, they are LCC, low cost carrier airlines. So government are also helping them to improve or to alter their different aircraft so that it will help not only India but also the whole Indian aviation industry to have a very good success, I would say.
Beside that, today we are using AI and digital many things to We are using today AI and many digital things in the corporate as well to increase the aviation industry, and government is also focusing on middle people so that they can travel around the world and touch the skies.
Adding to your points, future of Indian aviation is defined by rapid growth of passengers, infrastructure, and expansion of significant investment also in technology. As we know, India holds the third largest aviation market, yet only 4% global air traffic it consumes. So I think the government is improving and adding on UDAN schemes and like building more airports to connect the regional and urban and uh, regional connectivity.
So yes, as my teammate raised a very good point about the UDAN scheme, which is Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik. So under that scheme, in the later phases, also that government is supporting the seaports, heliports, and airports as well. So more than 70 plus seaports have already been established, and it will help to connect the tier 2, tier 3 cities, as well as the island union territories that Andaman and Lakshadweep would also be able to connect to the map of their aviation. Also, aviation is India is expanding rapidly. India has only a backlog of 915 aircrafts. So for that, government is also taking steps so that the aircraft manufacturing could be in-house. For that, Indigo and Air India is also establishing their MRO facilities so that the future of the mm, manufacturing could be increased. Also, aviation is contributing massively into the economy. Around only this contributing around $72 billion and raising around 15 million jobs. So aviation's future is very bright in India as it is contributing to the economy and connecting every middle class people and people from tier 2, tier 3 cities as well.
And aviation traffic has also been significantly rising nowadays because of the rising middle class family affordable fares and connectivity as well. Because of this, the future of Indian aviation looks very strong because the rising middle class incomes and connectivity is improving because of the government schemes like you guys mentioned about Uday Desh Ka Nagrik schemes and all. It enhances the regional connectivity between Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities as well.
Go.
Adding to his point, with the middle class population rising, disposable income makes a huge demand in the airline industry, and India has the youngest fleet age among airlines, meaning new aircrafts have better fuel efficiency. So as he said, the Indian market is somewhere or the other it is confined because of the lack of airports and lack of facilities, I would say, and it's the third largest aviation market, and I can see in the near future, according to me, in the near future, I think it is going to surpass USA and China. One of Indira Gandhi International Airport is one of the largest and the top 10. It was placed in the top 10 most busiest airports in India. It somewhere it India has a huge expansion capability. We are more focused on the low cost airline because our middle class because our old economy is based on the middle class people, and it has a rising economy. But airlines, I love that airlines like Indigo is expanding its operation across the world. Like it has started its new destination towards Amsterdam. Uh, with this new Boeing 787, which was earlier not done by such an airline, and like Air India was the only airline which was giving international exposure, and I guess nowadays most of the airlines like CASA are coming up and coming forward, and somewhere or the other, it needs government support to expand to such a in such a large scale. Uh, in a sense that India is now having 150 to 160 operation airports currently, and the Indian government is planning to make it 200 plus international operations.
Sorry to interrupt. We are done with 5 minutes.
Yeah, so all this, I think it should be supported or backed up by a great training meant for pilots, cabin crews, and other ground staffs. And India is also missing out on better training and education facilities for them. I guess there's a lack of training and facilities that should be also be monitored by the government. All this could make India the best aviation market, and you could. If there is any point, I am free to.
government is generally focusing on infrastructure development. There are many new airlines that are emerging. Even new cargo airlines are also emerging. And there are a lot of new airports that are developing, like Jewar Airport in Noida and Navi Mumbai Airport as well. And there are a lot of companies that are expanding as well.
So as my friend said that yes, government is backing up the whole aviation industry. And yes, aviation industry is gonna enter into their golden era period, but every expansion, every success, every growth comes with an obstacle. So the obstacle I would like to, significantly mention it is the high turbine fuel cost because of the geopolitics that is happening all over the world. So India is majorly the one who's suffering because of the because of the geopolitics. So there might be chances by the end of, so as government says, by the end of 2030, we'll be having 200 plus airports, and with the aviation also, the Indian aviation also becomes goes to a great height of success. But the price, there are chances that the fare could be high because of the high they're buying fuel. And yes, it is true, but as we say that yes, Indian aviation, it is entering into their golden era period, and yes, there are obstacles that comes, but I would say that is much more significant. Yeah, it is significant. We cannot just ignore it. But yeah, I think that every success, every growth comes with an obstacle. And the obstacle that Indian aviation industry is going to face is the high buying fuel. That is, what I think.
So, as my teammate mentioned, what the challenge is, I would also like to add that recently, as we all know, that the Indian aviation market is said to be the graveyard for the airlines. So, there's also a challenge for the profitability for the airlines, that as targeting the middle class, despite being the low cost carriers, there's a huge challenge for the airlines as well to make the profitability in this Indian aviation market. Only few airlines like Indigo is able to make that, though backed by the government schemes and all that. Still, the airlines need to come up with the new schemes and packages so that they can generate profit and stay and survive in the Indian aviation market.
Another challenge we are facing with is a lack of pilot and lack of airplanes, as well as many companies already order a lot of airplanes as well. So I think India is growing and will be growing in future as well.
Oh, sure. Here, bro. So, as both of you said, we are lacking many things: airports, vendor crew, training environment, and many things. But like obstacles are there. But also, I think from a pilot's perspective, Indian aviation market is like the best in the next 5 years. I would say it would overtake many of the main players, key players in the world.
I would also like to emphasize more on sustainability in Indian aviation, because all the airlines are making significant investments in achieving net zero emissions by 2050. So, by the time going, we can firmly say that the airfares will become affordable, and also traveling through air will become efficient, because airlines are significantly investing in sustainable aviation fuel. So it's gonna make efficient operations and reduce the environmental impact in the nearby future.
We are only left with 2 minutes, so I think we should conclude.
So as we all had a very good GD, and if I would like to just conclude what everyone has said. So according to according to everyone, we are sitting here. So what we are, what I am going to a conclusion is, yes, that Indian aviation industry is entering into the golden growth era phase, I would say. But yes, India is backing Indian government is backing up their whole aviation, not only industry, but also the airlines like Indigo, Air India, Kasa Airs. They are helping them with those LCC, low cost carriers. Also, they have made a lot of schemes. One of the scheme is UDAN. So yes, that after 10 years down the line, I believe that by 2030 or by 2035 or 2040, Indian aviation industry is going to be someone that is, that is going to, goes to a great height of success, and they're going to, they're going to give competition to a very big countries like US, Russia, China, to their, as well as to their airline. So I believe, yes, in aviation, Indian aviation, the future of Indian aviation, it's very good. If we'll see further future perspectives. Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, how was it? कैसा था? मजा आया? Tell me क्या-क्या लगा कि what went well in the group activity?
In the starting, they didn't give chance even like to start with the introduction, conclusion, and I think he has mentioned all the points in the briefing only that we are thinking to include in the GD.
Okay. Okay, so my question is, what went well? Many.
So the communication went well. There was no chaotic thing that was happening fish market meeting. The second, you got to know a lot of knowledge from each other, and this is going to help us in the airline interview that how Indian government is backing up. So yes, these are the things that we have learned.
Okay, what didn't go well?
It was that it was my first lady. So I couldn't prepare more topics. I wanted to go deep about the topics, but I was not able to.
But you got 5 minutes. I mean, that's maybe 1 or 2 minutes extra. You might get in the actual group activity, and consider you may get a absolute surprise in your actual group activity also, as far as the topic is concerned. Okay, so that's gonna be new, maybe. Okay, yeah. Anybody else want to say something?
I believe that we did discuss earlier that who's gonna start here, but again, I'm just would say that may start.
How it could have been done differently?
I also thought that everybody was giving their pointers. They were taking too much time. It was way too long. So I think that anybody else wasn't able to get the chance to speak because you were already short in the time.
Chance तो I think सबके पास था. That somebody want to speak, they can. Okay, but yes, you're right. But that also, I mean, I don't want to comment on this because then it was coming so natural. So that's fine. Okay, that's also not this thing. So I want one thing which is I found in everyone, like Ansh, I know that you were sitting in that side, so you have been able to see these people, but I want everyone, okay, to see people to the right and to the left as well. Check it out. Whenever you're talking, okay, so let everyone feel that they are involved, even if they are not speaking. Okay, so let's say I mean, future of Indian aviation is defined by the rapid growth and expansion. Okay, so I'm scanning my eyes, my body language, so I am trying to make everyone feel involved. Okay, as a team leader, this is also one of your important skills. Okay, so everyone, I found this in everyone. ठीक है, चाहे आपका एंगल कुछ भी हो, लाइक आपके लिए थोड़ा मुश्किल था, बट आपको फिर भी आपको देखना है, ठीक है. Then Sahil, you were looking down all across the entire GD. Why? Tell me. Even if you're not been able to speak, but like continuously just looking like this only will not help you at all. Okay, so at least अगर नहीं बोल पा रहे हो तो at least सबको देखते रहो, कौन क्या बोल रहा है उनको सुनो और उनके पॉइंट्स को डिलीवर करो in a different way. Not that, if you are unable to, you can make notes also, whatever they're saying, and then re-deliver it. Okay? और आप तो अभी बहुत काम करने की ज़रूरत है, बहुत ज़्यादा. ठीक है, अनिकेत, I think you were moving your legs also. You were doing it like this, okay? Body language. And for some time, you were like, your hand was like this and the other hand was like this. So, I mean, that was not very professional. Okay? And legs का भी थोड़ा ध्यान रखो. ठीक है? हितेश ठीक था. ठीक है? No feedback. Harshanandan, I don't know, initially when you started, was your hand shaking that time?
Yeah, I think my
Yeah.
hands were trembling.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Why was that?
This is my first year, so okay. In the orientation session, they told me to hide my hands.
Okay.
So it would be better.
Then that's okay. You don't need to hide your hands at all. Okay. You can keep your hands on the table, down, whatever, because it has to come, very naturally also. Okay. So, but I understand because this was your first GD, your hands were trembling. That is okay. Perfectly all right. Okay. We will work on this. Okay. It will come with practice. Yes, Sarub, क्या हुआ?
I will speak.
क्यों?
Never went to my point. That seems to be the problem.
Sorry, come again.
So everyone's taking up the same points that I wanted to tell, but I'm not able to rephrase and tell it.
Actually, in the GD, everybody will take your end points. Then what will you do?
So I'm not. So my problem is that I'm not able to rephrase the same thing that they are telling.
Okay, no problem, no problem. So देखो, एक तो आपको अच्छा, और I have seen, if you really keep yourself, like, अगर आप लोगों को देखते भी रहोगे ना, अपने आप तेरा मोर चांसेस कि आपके पॉइंट्स निकलेंगे. बट अगर आप थोड़ा डाउन देख रहे हो, आपकी बॉडी लैंग्वेज में वो प्रोनेस नहीं है, तो नहीं निकलेंगे. आप अपनी बॉडी लैंग्वेज को भी ऐसे रखो कि that you're inviting yourself to speak, तो थोड़ा सा ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे करके रखो, है ना. देखते रहो, स्कैन करते रहो, अपने आप निकलने के लिए आप कोशिश करोगे निकालने के लिए. ठीक है ना. So next time I want you to speak a lot in my mock group activity. I'm not telling you to speak a lot during actual this thing. Okay, I want it to come out. Okay, Mithun, again the eye contact thing. When you were initially, when you started speaking, you were looking at me only.
Yeah.
Then when some third or fourth time, I don't remember, you were looking down, like the Indian aviation is actually growing a lot, and India will be the third largest aviation market in the world continuously. Okay, second time, third time again. Yeah, so that I thing has to be there. Okay, so fine, rest everything is fine. Yashita, ठीक था. So now सब ठीक है. So Ansh and Hitesh and Midun also. 3 people you don't need group activities. Okay, fine, it was fine. ठीक है. और आपको बस वो उस चीज पे काम करनी है, थोड़ी स्कैनिंग पे, बस. ठीक है ना. That's it. Others will need more polishment, and I will call you again. Stay here. ठीक है ना. I have kept this day until 4 for group activity only. I have to work on everyone. ठीक है. Those who need group activities. Okay, more practice. So don't go until unless I tell you to go. Okay. ठीक है. So I'm sure after watching this group activity, you will also must be inspired, and you must also have heard the vision of in government, the aircraft orders, a lot of schemes and are coming up in India, and India is going to be one of the third largest aviation market in the world. And wish you the best. And in case if you need our help to get you selected in any airline in the selection process of Cadet, you could contact our team. I wish you the best. Our number is 7428897782, or you can contact on 80 also in the last. And thank you, and see you in the next group activity.